also what I did. Okay, so this is just one of those wood frame, kind of a box canvas. Yes, it is. And I did put 2 coats of paint on here, okay? Because if you guys know, wood is very porous, and I didn't want us to have to sit here and put 2 or 3 coats of paint on to kind of seal the wood and get it going. So I did use buttermilk, and this is Americana, and I just wanted a cream color. It doesn't really matter. You could use white, you could use beige, you could use blue, whatever color you like. I just wanted a nice base, and buttermilk is what I used for that. And I literally did 3 coats, and then I took my little, this is actually like a nail file, like that, but I use these, I buy them like in the hundreds, and I use them to sand. All right, so I put 3 coats on. I sanded just lightly between the coats, and now we're ready to start, okay? So I am probably going to paint the upper portion with some sort of color, but I haven't quite decided yet. But we're gonna go ahead and get started just on the flag. I know you can hardly see. I see a little bit of a shadow of it, but you probably can't see as well as you need to. And let's just get this party started. Okay, so I have blue, which is midnight blue. I'm gonna be using that for the Field of Stars. And I have cherry red and white for our stripes. And I brought a couple, we're gonna shade, because it's supposed to be like a waving flag. We're gonna shade with a little bit of brown. And I brought a couple of other color blues just to kind of give our blue some dimension. And we're gonna use white and our red to kind of give it an aged look. And then I may do something else. I've got like 10 things going on in my head for this right now. I really want it to be super special. So if we run long and you gotta pop off, don't feel bad. Just take care of your business and make sure you come back and check it out. Yes, I have been at the beach enjoying my time before fourth quarter. I actually had 2 business meetings in Florida. One was my business retreat with my girlfriends, all my female business ladies. And then Steve and I spent a few days on the beach, and then I had a mastermind with my business coach. So I have been in the sun just a little. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting some heavy rain. You know, I'm in North Mississippi, and I think it's supposed to come right up through Louisiana and hit us too. Of course, it won't be nothing like you guys are going to get south of us. So we'll be praying for your safety. So I'm going to put a little bit, well, this is clogged up or something. I'm going to put a little bit of this midnight blue on my plate. If I can get it to come out. It's got a clog in it, I guess. Let's just pour it out. I'm just going to start with my red, white, and blue, and we're going to paint on those colors. And then we'll make some magic, like make it crazy looking. White. Here we go. And red, my favorite red, cherry red. And let's get this party started. I'm paint on me already. All right, I am going to use just this 1/2 inch flat. I don't see what number it is, which basically means it's probably about a 5/8 or a 3/4. No, it's not a 3/4. It's probably 1/2 inch-ish, somewhere around in there. But whatever, you just want a flat brush with a little bit of width to it so it doesn't take you 3 days to paint, right? I'm going to start with my white. stripes, all right? And don't forget, this is kind of a waving flag. So I'm gonna do my white little wavy flag, and then I'll do the red, and then we'll do the blue. So, and I've already marked on here where my red stripes are, so I didn't get twisted, right? Because, you know, I'll be talking, we'll be having a good time, and then suddenly I'm like, what am I doing? That wasn't supposed to be that color. So we're just gonna let's get our white stripes painted. Let's see. Give it a little wave. So today, I have to just tell you guys, you know, today, obviously, September 11th. And today is also my best friend ever. She was my best friend since 7th grade. We met in the 7th grade, and she passed away during COVID. And today was her birthday. So it's like September 11th has like a double meaning for me. It always makes me sad because I miss her. She was always my biggest cheerleader. And she was just brokenhearted that all this stuff happened on her birthday. So white stripes. And it doesn't really make sense right now, but because, you know, all you can see is the big white blob. It's like a white worm or something. But once we start getting all the colors on, I think it'll make better sense to you. It's like, what is she doing? She crazy. She is crazy. Guys, and I have to tell you too, that the girls in the warehouse about to lose their minds because we have subscription boxes going, and who knows what's coming up next month? Anybody? Anybody know what happens in October in our own Art Shattered? Thank you guys, you are so sweet. It's just one of those days where it's like, ugh. And then the radio is getting me all in my feels today. And yeah, but more specific than Christmas. Sub box goes out October 1st, but there's something else special happening back there that we're getting ready for. Been doing it for a couple of years now. I know y'all know. Yay, Debbie! Debbie is winner chicken dinner. Christmas tree challenge is right. So we are working on kits for the Christmas tree challenge. And, you know, when you have a sub box and a challenge in the same month, my girls are like, look, woman, we're done with you. We are done with you. So I'm going to have to really treat them to something special when all this is over. They're going to need it. Yes to all of this. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Margaret. Okay. Anything, Christine, if it's a challenge that we did before you were a member, you don't have access. Once those challenges are over, we archive them. And unless you were a member during that challenge, it is closed because we cannot monitor all those Facebook pages all the time. So if it was a challenge that predated your membership, y'all know I can't talk and paint. If it was a challenge that predated your membership, you won't. It's a closed challenge. Let me hold my mouth right. Okay. Sherry said, not the Christmas tree challenge. Yay, Debbie. That's why you knew. They're going to be different this year. Similar, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? They're going to be similar, but also different. We are doing different backgrounds this year. And we are not doing the plaster tree. We're replacing it with a different tree. So it won't be exactly the same, but it's still Christmas trees. So we're also going to have, if you're a member of the Shattered Circle, after our Christmas tree challenge, we're going to have inside the Shattered Circle membership, we're going to be having a Christmas tree extravaganza after the challenge. So if you're a member, thank you, Rennie. If you're a member, you will have the benefits of being part of our Christmas tree extravaganza, where we're going to do some crazy Christmas trees. You know, since I don't really have a store anymore and don't sell, I don't get to do all those fun, fancy trees anymore. And so we're going to just do them as a little bonus workshop inside the circle, because I got Christmas trees in me. Got Christmas trees in me and they want to come out. All right. I'm going to put a real quick second coat on the whites. Oh, Debbie, thank you. It's that man, I'm telling you. A good man in your life changes everything, doesn't it? Just like a bad man does. Ooh, Lord. I went through some rough patches, man. Rough patches. Didn't think I was going to make it, did you? Oh my goodness. Your daughter-in-law's birthday is today. Oh no. That's right, G. It's right. Got to hold my mouth right. All right, I'm going to go kind of quick and just get a quick second coat on my white stripes. We're going to dirty them up too. Just give them a little vintage look. We want them to be nice and opaque. So let's get a quick second coat, then we'll start on the red. I'm trying to chit-chat with y'all too, but I feel like when I'm chit-chatting, I lose my spot. I forget what I'm doing. That's age, isn't it? That's old lady stuff. Let's see. Christine, if you have a question about challenges, or I'm not sure 100%, I got myself all twisted up and confused about what you're asking for, but if there's something you need or that you're asking for, please email Sherry at info@artshattered.com, and if we have the capability, she'll be the one to give you that access. So please email her. She is my customer service manager. She is the doer of all things. All right, now let's get this white out of our brush and work on reds. Yay, Becky. Albino bacon. Oh my gosh, G. Now you're making me hungry. Oh, that is hilarious. All right, now let's work on red. Maybe we won't have to put 100 coats on the red. And do our red flag. Oh gosh, y'all, hang on. I gotta grab my fan because Mama having a hot flash. This was gifted to me by a wonderful human being, and it is a life saver. Oh, I turned the stars off. I turned the stars off. I've been trying to figure out how to do that because I just want you guys to keep your money, and I do appreciate the thoughtfulness, obviously, but I always feel bad. It makes me feel bad. It's like, no, don't send me stars. It makes me feel bad. You guys are so supportive already. And whew, that hot flash is serious. Yay, Bonnie, happy birthday. This fan is a lifesaver. Don't even think I'm kidding. It's in my drawer right on my desk, and I access it 20 times a day. It is all that. All right, let's do our red. I'm trying to be careful because, you know, getting white in the wrong place is one thing. Getting red where you don't want it is a whole nother story. We would just have to change. Been happily divorced for 41 years. I hear you, girl. I hadn't been divorced 41 years, but I'm happily divorced. You bet on that. You better believe it. Better. Happy. Ooh, that man about killed me. About killed me. Let's get our wave going. Whew. You starting to see it now? Yay, Debbie. Divorced and remarried for 26 years. That is stinking awesome. So you found one. You found a good one. I found a good one too, y'all. But I'm like, he would get married tomorrow. He really would. And he fusses at me a little bit about it every now and again. But I just feel burned. I'm a little nervous Nelly. Don't know why. Well, I do know why, but it just makes me nervous. Makes me nervous. 38 years you go. That's right, happily divorced and happily engaged. That's all the commitment I need right now. Love that man with all my heart, but it's just scary. Scary to put yourself back in that position again. Starting to show up, isn't it? That's right. Okay, let's see. Let's see. My little pencil lines are really light, so I'm struggling with where they are. I try to, when I'm sketching on the actual canvas, I try to do it light. So, Marie, you go, honey. I try to sketch lightly so that if I need to erase, it erases easily. So we got a real light tracer line. All right, let's do this. Gotta hold my mouth right. Okay. Whew. Lord have mercy. Oh, I use sunscreen. I just have a little Indian blood in me. I didn't mean that in a negative manner, guys. I just got a little Indian blood in me, I do believe, and I can look out the window at the sun and get a tan. All right, let's do this last little bit. And then I think we do need another coat of red. I was hoping we wouldn't, but I think I'm going, oh, Wendy, happily, we hope. Listen to all you, 25 years with my childhood sweetheart. That's so sweet. Where'd my brush go? I think I'm going to rinse and do the blue, waiting on the red to dry because it's still too wet to second coat. So let's throw our blue on, and then we'll come back to the red, and then we'll start doing the crazy things, right? Oh, yeah. Who said that? Who said, whose husband left them as soon? What a booty hole. Oh, that hurts my heart. I don't know who that was, but that hurts my heart. All right, I'm gonna do the blue. We're gonna go in with the midnight blue. And I'm gonna start in here. We got a big old field of blue, so I'm gonna hit around my stripes first. And then it'll go faster because I won't have to hold my breath through the whole thing. Ah, poo. Look what I did. Big old blob. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to see if I can dab it. Watch this. Watch this. I don't know if it's going to work because of it's wood and it's kind of porous, but it did. Look at that. Love it. Hats off to Gina. Now I got blue on my hand and it's getting everywhere. Goodness. Rita. Love bug. I am so sorry. What a heel. You're better off without him. Who does that? That makes me sick. We got your back, Rita. All right, let me do my little bit here and a little bit here, and then this will go faster. Now, watch. Now, see? It's starting to kind of come together. We'll get this blue on. I'm going to offload that and grab a little bit of a bigger brush. Is this one bigger? Yeah. I'll grab a little bit of a bigger brush so it goes faster. Happiness, Rita, is the best revenge. I have found that to be true. And I am very happy. And the happier I am, the more I hope it bugs my ex. Right? Rita, you know what, girl? We might need to have a, oh my gosh, girl, no. I'd be in jail. All right, let's look at this. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness, my heart's hurting right now, y'all. All right, I'm gonna hit this red again before we go after Rita's husband. We got a lot of Cajuns on this page, Rita. That's right, we ride at dawn. Living well and being happy is the best revenge. For sure. Good riddance. See, that's why I'm scared of getting married again. It's like, oh Lord, it took me a long time to get my act together and get my life together and feel like I was in control again of my own self and my business and my faculties. And it's a scary place to be. We'll have a shattered circle posse, right? Right. These will go faster because just doing a little second coat touch up. I gotta hold my breath. Whew. I hope y'all like this when we're done. Let's see, we'll do here. I'll get my hand in there. I'll have red all over the place. Northern Lights, are you kidding? I have always wanted to see that. Ugh. Almost done with this red. All right, now let's hit that blue again. Just offload the rest of this red on my brush. I have always wanted to see that. Let's get that bigger brush again and hit that blue. I do it, Rana, because of, you know, I don't want to have to change my paint water 100 times. And if I did the dark color first, then it's always got that blue in, you know, in the brush. It's hard to get your brush clean. So I like to go light to dark when I can. Otherwise, you just have to kind of get up and change your water all the time. All right, I'm going to go around. Just makes better sense to me. I got out of line because I'm talking. All right, I'm going to go up a little. Oh, going to follow that line all the way up so that I can just keep going faster. Faster, faster, faster. We're going to do some shading and some more color. So I've given Steve, I sure cannot, I've given Steve the task of checking all of that glass that we've acquired. So it is his job now. We kind of went over how to test it for whether it is tempered or not. And look, guys, if you ever do that, make sure you're using eye protection. And like I had on a long sleeve shirt, because if it is tempered and it shatters, little bits could fly. So you don't want that in your face. You don't want it in your skin. So just be careful. Go around that last little bump. All right, we're about to get into adding some more color. I got something right there, a little blob of a bugs. Because y'all know I don't want this blue to be solid blue like it is. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna offload some of that harder color blue, and I'm gonna get a little bit of tropical blue. I know that sounds crazy. I used to have a tumbler, Sherry, but it was small and it would only do a small amount, so I got really impatient with it, and so I gave it up. So I'm going to turn it this way, which is kind of upside down for y'all, but bear with me. I want to add a little more blue to make sure it's kind of wet. And then we're going to add in a couple of random colors. All right, just blues and just a little bit of white, just to give our flag field a little pizzazz. So I got a little bit of that, what was it, tropical blue on my brush, and I'm just gonna come in and add a bit of it right in the fold of the flag. I'm gonna grab a little teeny bit of white on my brush as well. Little teeny bit. I'm gonna scoop this over so you can see my palette. And I'm just gonna come in and add, I wanna try to be a little messier. I don't really want it to look perfect. Let's be a little messier. And if you get, like, I got a little too much going on there. So what you can do is come back in your dark color and just add it back in. All right. So this is just me playing, right? All right, so I'm digging that. So let's do our next fold, which is going to be like this whole section here. I'm just gonna add some of the dark blue back in so that we can blend. Let's get that in. I got a little booger. What's going on here? Get off there. I'm gonna go into the tropical blue. We're just gonna bring some of that blue into our star fill. And I'm gonna grab a little white, blend it into my brush a bit so it's not stark white. And I'm just gonna come in and I'm gonna do a little And again, I feel like I overdid that a little, so we'll come back with some of the dark right on top. Grab some of that midnight again and just make some adjustments. All right, not hating it. Let's do one more section. Start with the dark. Throw in a little tropical. And now a tiny bit of white. I'm just going to scribble it in. Let's get a little bit of that blue and hit so it blends a little better. All right, not hating it. Not hating it at all. All right, so let's look at it. Yes. All right, now I am going to go back into my red, and I'm gonna add a little bit of white in my red so that it is, you know, not one flat color, right? So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna start kind of at this top. I'm just gonna add a little bit of red back in. So we're working with a wet surface. I'm gonna wipe off that excess, grab a little white, blend it into your brush so it's not like a big white blob. So you end up kind of with a pink. And just add a little bit of that to give it dimension. You see how that kind of makes it a little more dimensional, so it's not just a flat red, white, red stripe, white stripe, red stripe. All right, let's do the next one. Just get a little bit of red on there, just for blending. And a little bit of white, blend it in. We're gonna do the same thing. Just add some, oh, I got into my white. Get out of Dodge. Let's see if I can fix it. All right. Now we're gonna do this to all of the stripes. Oh, great, my iPad's about to die. All right, let's see. Red again. I'm gonna grab a teeny bit of white, blend it in, and I'm just gonna kind of follow the curve. That was excessive. We're gonna leave it though. I'm gonna grab a little bit more red and just kind of, let me rinse. Do a little adjusting here where it was a little bit too much white. All right. Now down here, this is a little more difficult because this is the fold in the flag where it's kind of waving. So I don't know if you can see the sections. Like this is a section, and that's a section. So we want to kind of follow those sections. Let's do this one. I'm gonna grab a tiny bit of white and I'm just gonna add and then this is a section. A little bit of white, blend it in. Did we have balloons? Wonder why. And same there. And I'm getting a little crazy. I'm just gonna leave that, and if I need to come back, I will add some more in a second. I've gotten a little heavy-handed there. Okay, let's do this. And a tiny bit of white. And just add a little bit there. I'm gonna rinse and fix that one blob. I don't know how that happened. Did I do it and don't even know? Was it something I did? Because sometimes if you do hearts or thumbs up, it'll make things, but I don't know what makes a balloon. All right, I'm gonna come back in with a little. All right. Now, I'm trying to decide on our white stripes because I feel like they need just a tiny little something. So I'm thinking about using this tropical blue. I'm gonna rinse really well. And I want the tiniest bit. So I'm gonna get some of this blue, the tropical blue, and some white on my brush because I don't want it to be in your face, but I do want it to have some sort of color. So we're gonna do a little test, and if we hate it, we'll just do the one, right? So I'm gonna come up here, and all this is wet, so I'm gonna have to be super careful. Actually, I'm gonna take 10 seconds and hit it with the dryer. All right, good enough. Now let's see what happens if we add just a wee. I'm gonna get a little more white. I'm making myself nervous. And I'm just gonna don't hate it. Don't hate it. It's a little darker than I would want, but guess what? Oh, I made some red too. I'm gonna rinse my brush. My water is completely blue now, but I'm gonna come in with some white and just kind of blend that in a little bit. This is all still wet and I'm getting it everywhere. I'm gonna turn it this way. I'm just gonna come in with a little bit of white and just dial that back just a little. So it's kind of just a little ghosty. This is what's so good about paint. You can always fix it, right? Always fixable. All right, so let's come over here and let's just take that back and take that back. The white. Hey, babe. And there. Much better. All right, what do you think? Oh, did y'all make balloons again? Okay, I am digging it. Digging it. I'm trying to decide if I want to add some dark brown shading in my folds, but I think the blue kind of did its job. And maybe we'll use our paint pen to... Nope, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and if we hate it, we'll take it off. This is a traditional burnt umber. Hey, babe. A little bit of traditional burnt umber. And I really want to, actually I'm gonna get some black. Black. Told y'all I didn't know what I was doing when we started. The pedestal pumpkin is absolutely one of my favorite pumpkins I ever did. Love it. All right, let me grab a brush. We're gonna do a little shading. I'm gonna do a little shading. These brushes, will you do me a favor, hon? Will you clean my water? My water is so dirty because of the dark colors I'm using. It's super hard to do anything. Okay, so let me figure out, I want my dark side. I'm sorry, I know I'm twisting and turning, but I'm gonna use my black. And I'm gonna get it just on the corner. I need another plate for swishing. All right, I'm gonna swish with the black on my brush. Let's go a little bit more than that. Swish. And where my fold is in my flag, see where it kind of folds in here and it folds in here? I'm gonna bring that black up. Like, come around. Black. Let me come over this way so you can swish. We gotta swish together. Swish, swish. And I'm gonna come up. To define that fold in the flag where it's waving. And it's hard to see on the camera, but in person it works out pretty well. All right, let's get some black. Swish, swish. A little more. Swish, swish. We're going to do the same thing down here in this little fold. I'm going to bring it around just a wee. All right. And maybe just a wee here too. All right, that helps define, I don't know if y'all can see the difference, but it helps kind of define that fold. All right, and I think what we'll do, I'm gonna go crazy again. I'm gonna do something crazy. I'm gonna wipe that off. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this tropical blue because I'm nutcase over here. And I'm gonna very lightly on the opposite side of that black, I'm gonna bring in a little tiny bit. Uh-oh, did y'all hear the dog? I'm gonna bring in a little tiny bit of that tropical blue, just for highlighting. All right, what do you think? Is that good? Is that good? Yeah. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Do I want it? Oh gosh, the thing. Oh, he barked. Yes, he did. It caught my hair. It sucked my hair in. I'm trying to decide about the red. I don't think I want to add black there. I'm going to dry this, and we're going to take a peek, and we're going to decide. Look, I got stuff all over there. Let's see if we can get that off. I have to paint over that. It's all over me, y'all. And let's get this all off my body. So I'm gonna hit the spots. Do y'all see where I got red on the top? And I'm gonna do something with the top. I hem-hawed back and forth for a bit about what I was gonna do. What I really wanted was, I went on Pinterest. Let me cover that up. I went on Pinterest and I was trying to find like a printable of the Constitution or of the music sheet for God Bless America or America the Beautiful or something like that. And I wasn't able to print off anything nice because my printer was almost out of ink, and so roll tide. And so I wasn't able to do kind of what I wanted to do. So here's what we're gonna do. And I know I've worn this stamp out, but I'm gonna use it because I want something at the top, but I want it to be subtle. So I know you guys we have used this 2 or 3 times. This is a stamp. It's called Faded Text, and I have a big black stamp. So I'm gonna mask it off with some tape, and then we're gonna stamp that stamp on the top just to give it that look like like the papers of the Constitution. So I need to dry that little spot, and then we'll mask it off and stamp it. I told you this might be a doozy. Because we just playing it by ear. Let's see, let me get some tape. So I am just gonna tape off because I don't want the stamp in my flag, okay? So I'm just gonna mask off that area very carefully. And I'm not gonna try to be perfect. I'm just gonna do, this will be quicker because it's just a stamp, but you could totally use that stencil for sure. Use what you have. If you don't have the stamp, totally use a stencil. The stencil would work just as well. I knew this was going to be a long one, so I thought this stamp would be quicker. So, give me a second. I'm just tearing off little pieces and just kind of following the flow of my flag until I get to the end. And it takes a long time to do this, but the end result is well worth the hassle. Because we don't want to get that on our, we don't want to get that ink on our flag. All right, look at there. All right, just a quick sec. All right, and this is wood, so it's gonna take that stamp really well. Good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. And so I'm gonna test it on the back. So I'm gonna just press my stamp into my stamp pad. Both of these came from Hobby Lobby, but you can also get these stamp pads on Amazon online. So I'm gonna press it in. Kind of wiggle it around, make sure it's inked up really nice. I'm gonna do a test right here, and boom, love it. I don't know why. The last time I used it, it had like a little hollow in the middle too, so I'm not sure why it's doing that, but we're gonna go with it anyway, and whatever happens, happens, right? Maybe I can, if I do like this. Maybe there's a dry spot in the ink pad. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go as far as I can, line it up, Press it down. Oh my God. Now that makes me mad. Look at that. Why is it doing that, you reckon? I'm gonna overlap it. That's just annoying. That's just annoying. All right, I'm gonna line this up. And let's see. I'm gonna press the back side too. It basically at this point it is what it is, right? It is what it is. We're gonna that's very annoying, but I'm not really that mad. It'll be all right. Right? Ain't no point in getting mad because we have to put our cross on. Well, this is solid. It's a wood, so I'm not sure why it would do that. It should be solid enough to take a stamp. So it is okay. We're gonna put our cross on, but first we're going to find our marker. And we're gonna do a little bit of outlining with your it must be. I don't know. It's quite annoying, isn't it? I wanna try something. Let's see. It worked fine on that piece of paper. Look at that. So maybe the canvas is not straight. Oh well, we're gonna live with it, right? We're gonna live with it. I'm gonna hit this with the heat gun. Make sure it's nice and dry. It could be my ink pad. We're gonna live with it. Oh look, I stuck my elbow right in that. Nothing is perfect. Okay, graphic marker, we're going to just, it does kind of look like a book, doesn't it? And I'm just gonna outline a little bit of, oh, this does not look good. Hang on. Let me get a different marker. This one looks like it's used up. Let's try this one. Nope. I need some new markers, y'all. I think I have some. Actually, hang loose, y'all. I'm dropping stuff. I'm making a mess. Let me see what I got here. It's a 1, 5. All right, let's try this one. That one's good. All right. Oh, that would look, yes, good idea. Actually, watch this. Let's wait for this. I have a little bit of, where's this piece of sandpaper go? Watch this. We'll use my little baby sander. All right, y'all hold on to your hats. We're really going off the edge now. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for something completely unplanned? 1 second, 1 second. All right. We're gonna grab a little cup. Blending medium, slow dry blending medium, right? A little bit of brown. Stir it up. Maybe a little more blending medium. Living on the edge is right. It's like, oh. Let's see what we got. We'll flip it over. Now this is porous because there's no paint. There's no, it's not been painted, but that looks pretty good. We'll test. All right, let me grab a little piece of t-shirt. Little piece of t-shirt. Make us a little pad. We don't want to use it like this, okay? You want a little bit of a soft pad. And let me grab a big old brush. And let's see what happens. Hang on. I'm a little nervous, so I'm going to add a little bit more blending solvent. I don't want it to be a hot mess. So this is kind of making an antiquing glaze. And watch this. Let's do this. Look. We're going to do the whole thing. And we'll start with the top, though. Look at that. A little bit of a pad. I'm just going to dab it. Let's pull it. That is fabulous. That is fabulous. Okay, let's do the whole thing. Can't do it. Can't stand it. Got to do it. Woo! What do y'all think? Did I make a grave mistake, or did we do good? Now we're gonna really have to get this dry. Take a pad. Let's clean it up. Let's get a new little section. That made all, was that Dixie? Who told me to do that? I'm just gonna pat it just to kind of take out any rub lines. Oh my goodness, look at that. Holy mamole. That is fantastic. All right, now guess what we gotta do? We gotta get this dry. That looks so good. Oh my goodness. Who said to do that? Somebody needs some props. That's right. Never a mistake. We're gonna get this dry. It might take a minute, so if anybody has any questions, I do want to show you what we're going to use as stars. So I bought these a while back when we were doing a project in the Shattered Circle. Dixie, you go girl. And they're actually starfish, but they are really cute stars. So we're going to use those, and we're going to add our cross. This is going to take a minute, y'all. Hang on. Yay, Dixie. This is going to look so good. Make a peace sign for balloons. How do I do that with my hands? How do I do a peace sign with my hands? Like, I don't know. Oh, like this? Hang on. Peace. Heart. Thumbs up. It's not doing it. Peace. Peace, 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 peace. It doesn't want to do it. Tempered glass. I sell, if you're talking about already broken tempered glass, Kathy, I sell that in my store at artshattered.com. If you want sheets of tempered that you would have to break yourself, you can get it from a glass company. It's getting there. Almost done, y'all. Peace, 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 peace. No balloons. All right, it's almost dry. We're gonna let it dry a little bit naturally. And while we're doing that, I'm going to go back to my marker. 2 peace signs, peace. what's going on. We're gonna let this cool just a second. I'm gonna add a little bit of line work, and then we are going to look at our stars, because we're gonna add some, while this is cooling, I'm gonna show them to you. I have these are kind of like 3-dimensional little acrylic. They're actually online, they're called Starfish. But we're gonna use some of those in our star field. I have another whole package, 1 second. The stamp, Rebecca, came from Hobby Lobby. It's called Faded Text Background. Both the stamp and the stamp pad came from Hobby Lobby. Yes, Kathy, we sell all the colors. We have like 20 or 25 different colors. So we're gonna do, once we start doing our resin, we're gonna do maybe 4, like this. And we're gonna place these after we do our cross. Still a little sticky. So let's leave those here and do a little bit of line work while we let this dry a bit. Maybe so. We'll try it when I pull the camera up. So I am just gonna come here and I'm just gonna very lightly, messy outline my stripes. Messy, I like it messy. Unless we're talking about the house. I was trying to get Steve's attention, but he ain't paying attention to me.
Yes, messy house is not messy.
Messy house. That's not cool, is it? Messy house isn't cool. So come around. We're gonna make that little loop. And then that little loop, and then that little loop. He might need to go outside, honey. All right, so a little bit of outlining kind of helps with, I'm gonna come up here and just kind of outline our stuff. Just kind of helps with separation, so you can kind of see. You leave this here so I know I used it. And it's kind of still sticky. Let's hit it with the dryer one more time, because we don't want to resin with it still sticky. Oh, he definitely has that, Gina. It's a Jack Russell Terrier. He's about 7 years old, Steve's dog. Y'all know I'm a cat girl. We're gonna try to get this dry so we can resin. All right, let that cool while I grab my glue, and then I'll talk to you. I already kind of went over this earlier, but we have new people here. So earlier today, I cut myself some glass. So what I did is took a little glass shelf, and we didn't know if this glass was tempered or not. So I did a little test to check and see if it was tempered. They get along fine, Dixie. It took a minute. One of my cats hated Moose. Moose is the dog's name. One of the cats hated him, but they all love each other now. So the new cat hates my guts. So that's another whole story. So I was able to cut some strips from this. Now I didn't do a very good job because I was kind of in a rush, and I didn't have my little board down, and I was just kind of doing it as fast as I could. So I did break a lot, but I don't mind the broken pieces because we can always use the broken bits as well. So we are going to add our cross right to our flag piece. Okay. So I have one long piece, and then we're going to do, I'm going to kind of set it up and show you what I'm going to do. I had a couple of pieces. Now, if you've tried to cut glass, you've probably done this, right? Where it breaks into like a little point. And I also honed this, okay? This is very sharp. When you cut it, it could cut your hand right off. So I'm very cautious about using gloves and about honing the edges so they're nice and smooth and they're not really super sharp. All right, so I have one long piece and then I have these two broken bits that kind of had points on them. So we're gonna use those like at the top, like for the horizontal bits, and we're gonna glue that down. And then I also have two little pieces so we can double this up on the horizontal bits. And then we're gonna add these other pieces and we're just gonna use them. May have to bring this down some. We're just gonna use them like so, just to give our cross a little bit of oomph, okay? So that is the plan, but the first order of business is to glue down our piece, and it's on its edge, not laying flat like that. It's gonna be glued on its edge, so it's super dimensional. And I'm using Aleene's clear tacky glue. And I'm just gonna run a really thin bead of that glue. We want enough to keep it steady, but not so much that it interferes with our resin. All right, I wanna concentrate so I can try to get in the middle as best I can. Boom. And that glue, as you see, kind of holds up the glass. Now, I gotta stand up and look down so I can make sure that we're straight. That looks pretty good. All right, so now I'm gonna take this other piece. Actually, I'm gonna do my horizontal pieces next so that I know where I know what I'm gonna do with them. All right, so these are my two horizontal pieces, and I am going to just put a dab of glue on one of them, and I'm gonna stack that piece on top so that it's kind of sandwiched together with glue. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of that same glue on the edge that is gonna go flat to our canvas. Let's do that. And this just kind of helps keep it standing up. I don't want to bring that down just a wee. All right. Same thing here. We have two pieces. So I am going to just put a little dab of glue, and we're going to put those two pieces together. And then on the side that's going to touch the canvas, we're going to add a tiny bit of that glue to those pieces. And I'm going to scoop this one over. Let me stand up to make sure we're straight. We are not straight. Now this top piece that's horizontal, I'm going to scooch it down over that way just a little because I want to sit this in between it. Right, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the edge of this piece. And I'm going to move this over to the right. And it just kind of gives it a little dimension. So everything's not perfectly lined up. So this short piece is kind of jabbed down into the horizontal pieces. I know that sounds very technical and collegiate, jabbed down. This is a 9x12. You can get a 9x12 canvas. You could, depending on your glass, you could use a 9x12 or an 8x10. But this is a 9x12. You could even do bigger if you want to. You could do it on 11x14. Denise, I would have probably decoupaged it with some Mod Podge. All right, let me stand up and look. I am so loving that. All right, so let me grab, forgot to get my glass that I wanted to use. Let me go in my stash. If you've been to my studio, you know I got a whole basket stash of all the glass colors. They're not very organized. I'm looking for clear. There we go. Found it. So I am going to add a little bit of clear glass to my canvas. Got a little glue there. Get off there. And we're also, I'm wondering, let's talk about this. So my thought was stars in our star field. Let's just put them in so we can kind of see what that might look like. I'm wondering if the glass is overkill. We could put a star right in the middle. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Yes, it would have been the first thing. I would have base coated, Denise, I would have base coated with the buttermilk color, and then I would have put the paper down and then done everything on top of the paper. I feel like the glass is too much. Y'all tell me what you think. Should we put some down and see? But I'm loving the stars, and I'm loving one star. Let me show it to you close up. I like the one star in where the vertical and horizontal meet. Uh-oh, it fell. It's running away. And I'm wondering if the glass is too much. Let's add a little, and then we can say. We can take it off, easy. No glass. Becky said no halads. Let's just add a tiny bit. And if we need to take it off, we can. We don't have to add much. Like something like that. Okay, I kind of want to leave it now. Because this, don't forget, this is going to blend in. And you're not going to see too terrible much of this. Because it's going to blend into the background. I didn't think I was going to like it, but now I kind of do. All right, I'm seeing no glass, no glass, no glass. Even after you see it, do you have a big chunk of glass with red or blue for the crack? You mean for right here? No, I don't know. Glass, less glass. I love the glass. No glass. All right, I want to stand up and look at it. And I think, you know what I think I'm going to do? Because I know that I can do this, is I'm going to resin it with the glass. And after it's resined, if I hate it, we'll scrape that off. Give me a second. I'm going to see if I have a glass chip. Can you get me a bag of glass chips out of the warehouse? I want to see if I can find something with a little red in it for the center instead of the star. Hang on, guys. I'm wandering away from my desk. Scavenging my studio. Being a scavenger. Is there any red in that? Do you see any red in it? I'm going to try this whole bag.
You want me to?
You can just put that back, baby. Okay. All right, let me scavenge. I have this whole bag that the girls give me. And I'm going to see if I can find just a little tiny piece of red to go here. I like the odd number. Hang on, y'all. Looking for red. Red or blue. Red or blue. Oh, that one is good. Let's try this. I got to give y'all another test like this one. Look at that. We got to put something else in there to cover that though. Here, I'll put that. There you go, put that back. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Can y'all see what I did to the center of the cross? Just a little red chunk. OMG. I think I am ready to resin. Let me look. And like I said, if we get resin on it and we don't like it, we'll just scrape it off. It's that simple. Done it before, probably will do it again many times over. All right, let's see what people are saying. Go back to the star, go back to the star. Go back to the star. All right. The stars actually came from Temu. All right, I've used the black. I did not use this color. Let me get myself organized before I start putting things away. So we have, oh gosh, almost spilled everything. Clear stars. Okay, here's what we're gonna do too. I still have like this little pack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. So we're gonna do a tiny little baby giveaway. If you sprinkle the love for this live video, somebody tomorrow I will give away 11. Is there 11 stars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Uh-oh. I'll have to get somebody some more stars. I actually may have some more in my stash. Let me see. Tell Julie to go out and back in. I don't know if 11 stars are going to fit, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Look at that. What do you think? You like it? 11 stars? Yes. Check it out. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready to rumble. I'll still go ahead and sprinkle the love, and we'll, if I can't find more stars, we'll find a little prize for you guys for sprinkling. Okay, thanks for the sprinkles. If you sprinkle and tell folks that we're over here and you share this live, come back and tell me you did so, because we'll draw a name tomorrow, and we'll, if we can't find any more stars, we will send you something fantastical. All right, let me get this out of the way. And there. All right, who's ready to resin? Let's resin. All right, gloves, stir stick I use for my glaze. I told y'all this might go on forever. And cup. All right, let me put my gloves on while I contemplate how much resin to make. Yes, that was a great idea. Whoever thought of the 11 stars, confess, because I love that. You and Dixie are my favorites right now. Good suggestions. Thanks for the sprinkles, y'all. All right. You don't have to have stars to sprinkle. Thank you, Catherine. All right, so let me think. I honestly think an ounce is probably not enough. I think I'm gonna do I have something else that needs resin? I think I'm gonna do 2 ounces. I feel like that's too much. Let me just calculate in my head. That's probably, I'm gonna do 2 ounces. I'm gonna do an ounce of resin and an ounce of hardener, and don't let me not tell you how much it took, okay? If I just get sidetracked and don't tell you exactly how much it takes, then remind me. All right, so I'm gonna put, where's my pen? Ounce of hardener in this cup. Let me draw my line. And an ounce of resin in this cup. Ooh. And we'll do hardener. Ooh, I need a refill, don't I? All right, let's do an ounce of hardener. Whoa, whoa, Nelly. All right, 1 ounce of hardener. And boom, 1 ounce of resin. Whoa, 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 whoa. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this. It is not the best idea to force dry your glaze, that antiquing glaze that I put on the top. I forced it dry with a hairdryer, and it's probably not thoroughly dry. If you do this project and you use the antiquing glaze over the top of that, let that dry overnight before you resin, okay? I'm just taking a chance, and hopefully it'll all be all right, but I would definitely suggest if you use the antiquing glaze with the slow dry medium and the brown to dirty up your piece, give it 24 hours to dry before you do your glass and resin. Better safe than sorry. All right, so let's put our resin and hardener in a bigger cup. We need that mixing space. What time is it? I'm just gonna be on live all night. I ain't gonna get no supper, am I? Let's see. All right, so that's an ounce of hardener. I wanna make sure I get it all. Okay. And then our resin. I'm glad I did this. Feels good. Feels good to do it. All right, and now we're gonna mix this for, we're gonna mix this for 3 minutes. Catherine's gonna time me, and if you're new here, here's how it goes. All right, we're gonna stir very gently for, thank you, Catherine. Stir very gently, scrape the sides of the cup, and thank you, Ellie. And we're gonna do that for 3 minutes, okay? And Catherine's gonna fuss at me if I don't continue to stir. There's no kit for this. I literally just put this together 30 minutes before I went live. And we don't really do kits for things that we do live because, you know, it's too difficult. And we're a very small company, and to do kits for everything is really hard. It's beautiful and super easy to do though. Good deal, Debbie. Go have you some supper. And Art Resin's resin, good job, Rennie. That's what I do too when I'm by myself. Their calculator, just like Catherine just said, their calculator is too much. Okay, if whatever it tells you is probably twice as much as you need. Thank you, Sherry. Scrape the bottom, scrape the sides. You really want that mixed really well. You don't want any unmixed resin because unmixed resin doesn't cure. Sitting in Taco Bell drive-thru. I will have a Nacho Bel Grande with extra sour cream and maybe a bean burrito, no onions. I haven't eaten at Taco Bell in so long. Stir, stir, stir. Stir, stir. So who in the room, we've got 184 people from what I can see, who in here has not done the Christmas tree challenge with us here at Art Shattered? If you have not done the Christmas tree challenge, I want you to give me a thumbs up. Catherine's eating soup. Right, Cindy? It would definitely be. No, okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Y'all are in for a treat. Cannot wait to tell you guys all about it. We do the Christmas tree challenge every year. This year will be our 4th year doing the Christmas tree challenge. And it is a paid challenge, but it's only $10. And we do have kits for those. Dixie, what? Wendy's a pro. Y'all are going to have so much fun. The Christmas tree challenge is awesome. And we have kits for that. And thank you, Catherine. And we're super excited about this year. We did change it up a little bit. So if you've done it in the past, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to start for just one more sec. I feel like I didn't do good. I think y'all are going to really like it this year. All right. So I'm going to start with my resin. Oh, Sabrina, but you have that memory, right? Becky's done it 4 times. You go, girl. We're going to start with the resin on our actual cross because we want to really make sure that that is nice and covered. All right, so, oops, let me get this back where it's supposed to be. I think I wiggled it loose. Let me take it off, put a little resin underneath, and then put it back. That way we know it sticks. I love that red. All right, now let's go back. We're gonna cover that on the top, and then we're gonna cover all of this glass. Whoops. We want to be very generous on these cross pieces. We want it to flow down the sides and down the edges and really secure itself. So I'm going to be super, super generous. Hey, Julie, the girls here at the studio are in panic mode about the kits too. So just so you know, if one of them starts calling you and begging you to come help, just so you know. Don't answer your phone if you don't want to come play. They're panicking. Try to tell them it's going to be okay. It's got to be better than last year, right? Right. We're going to do this long edge, then we'll do all the other stuff. All right, so we're going to make sure it gets on the top really well. And then we're going to double it up so it goes down the sides. We want to make sure it's nice and secure. All right. Now I'm going to go in where I sprinkled that bit of glass around the edge. We're going to cover that. Get in there. We're going to have to eat at Taco Bell too, Stephen Gray. I don't think he's in for that. get it up here. Cover that glass for reals. Let's get her done. The challenge is next month, October 14th through 16th. And we'll be given all the details in the next week or so. Okay, so stay tuned. And if you're not on our email list, go to theshatteredcircle.com and get on our email list so you will be the first to know about the challenge and about the kit and all the gory details, because we literally, the girls can tell you, the ones who've been here the whole time, we sell out of kits every year. And then I cry because people yell at me. It's a whole thing, right, ladies? It's a whole thing. I get to cry every October. I'm covering my stars now. What a great birthday present for you. They haven't been different. They've been pretty much the same for the last couple of years, because we get new people every year and we just kind of have been rinse and repeat, but they're different this year. Not completely, but a little bit. Covering my stars. These stars kind of get lost in the video. You can see them a little better in person. But because they're clear, they're taking on that dark blue color. But they are iridescent, so it does kind of flash purple and pink too. All right, I'm gonna take, this was the perfect amount of resin, by the way. And so I'm gonna take what I have left, and I'm gonna save a little bit, but I'm gonna just run it around, and I'm gonna save that last little bit in case of emergency. And I'm gonna spread this with my fingers. I'm gonna run it down the edge of that glass, make sure it's covered. And I'm gonna pull it all the way to the edge. All right. This is fantastical. All right, let's come around to the side. I'll probably wiggle my stars around a little, and I'll just situate them back where I want them once we get it all on there. That way I can ensure that there's resin underneath the stars too. This is really, 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 really pretty. All right. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're doing a 9x12 and you're using a similar amount of glass and all that, the 2 ounces is plenty. Don't mix more, because I could have probably done this with 1.5 ounces, because I'm seeing how thick it is. And I know that most of y'all are probably a little more heavy-handed than me. But 2 ounces is plenty. I still have a little bit in my cup, and it is covered. Neat, almost there. All right. Now, let's get our stars back where we want them. Put one there, there, and then try not to line them up perfect. There, that'll work. Oh my goodness, let's hit this with the torch. Gina, that's fun. All right, we're gonna hit this with our torch and pop any bubbles. I see a Skippy. I'm gonna hit it with my stick. All right, popping all those bubbles. I like the bit of glass around our cross. I'm glad we did that. I think it would have been beautiful either way, but I'm happy that we went that route. I'm also very happy. I'm happy with all of it. I'm happy with the glass chip. I'm happy with the Dixie glaze. Is this not gorgeous? Look at this. Oh my goodness. This might be my favorite project of the year. And I have a lot of favorite projects. Look at that.